Okay, and we're live. Close this. Do this. I'm not sure if my audio is working. I didn't share it anyway, so yeah, PC's fine. Let's see. Okay. That looks like Josh will be hopping on in a minute as well. The more the merrier. Just gonna go live because why is that showing? So I'm doing stuff, and why not? That's too. So this is a Iceman commission. Doing something a little different in terms of workflow. Which I'm not sure I'm loving. So this time, the card is gessoed, and what gesso does, it gives you a nice firm surface to work with, but gesso does not absorb water, which is one of the reasons a lot of people like to use it, because it'll just let the paint sit on the surface. But the way I work with watered down washes creates a bit of a challenge because I need to use very little water and just work with pigment. So if I want something very light, I have to put a lot of white in it to dilute it and minimize the amount of water. If I want, as opposed to what I usually do, where if I want something light, I just um, really dilute the pigment with a lot of water, and then it just gets absorbed into the surface. Not better, not worse, just different. And I did, the other thing the gesso does, it creates a texture. You can sand it to get a smoother surface, but for this particular piece, because I do want to get some texture to it, I only did a light sand to it, so you can see the way the paint kind of fills in the valleys. Does create an interesting effect. I haven't used gesso a lot, so I'm not sure um, if I'm using it correctly, per se. But yeah, this is where I do like the effect that I'm getting, so I'm not really concerned on whether I'm using it correctly or not, as long as it does what I want it to do. I'm not sure what's going on with the comments. If I can see them, I don't see anything. Huh. Okay, I think Josh is there, so let's add him to the stream. You there?
Yeah, I'm here. Sorry about that. I was
Okay.
so first I cut the front lawn, but earlier I was
I think Josh is there.
hold on.
Let's add him to the stream.
So I have the volume on the
Yeah, no problem.
iPad. Yeah, so I did the so I was gonna cut the grass earlier, and then it started raining, then the sun came out, so I cut the front, and but the kids are all outside playing, and they usually play in our yard. So I was like, you know what? She's got soccer practice anyway, so let them play, and then I can cut the back later. And then, but my wife was in meetings all day, and we had an issue with the internet and stuff. So she just finished her last meeting, so I figured I'd pop on.
Cool. Sounds like I had a fun-filled. What day is it? Tuesday. Tuesday.
Yeah, just it's only Tuesday.
It's only Tuesday. Yeah. It's been a
So,
busy week.
yeah, well, this weekend was crazy too, but that's a story to save until Thursday.
Oh, right. Okay.
Uh, some good stuff. Anyways, so what was this about the gesso?
Yeah, so I gessoed it this time. I don't usually use gesso,
Right,
just because I like to use a lot of water, and then gesso doesn't really absorb the water, right?
right.
But this one I gessoed, and it's just kind of forcing me to use more paint
Okay.
and blend on the palette versus on the canvas or on the card,
Right.
which is not the way I usually work, but whatever. Gotta learn. Gotta try new things.
Well, I think that the gesso basically being like a primer, and you're right, it doesn't the paint won't soak into the water, just kind of rides on it. But I would think that you can do uh a lot of the mixture on it just because of that, where it may be a little more free flowing, a little more organic. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely a more painterly um, end result.
Right.
So I don't mind it. It's just not what I'm accustomed to.
Well, yeah. Doing things that I'm not accustomed to has pretty much been the
No,
standard procedure as of late. So,
gotta try new things.
yep.
So what are you working on there?
Well, I did like so. I showed you this earlier. So I did like a couple of comps, just thumbnails, so to speak, of different ideas for illustrations, paintings, drawings, whatever. And so my the two that I really kind of fell down on was this one and this one for sure. Um, this one I think I'm going to do in acrylics, and then I'm going to try a little something different with watercolors with Huntress here. I'm actually I just ordered one of those mannequins, like the new mannequins that actually look like people, not the little wooden thing.
Oh, okay. Let me know how that works out.
Yeah, so
I'm
I,
kind of
I
my eye on one of those.
yeah, I just ordered one, and then we'll see how that goes. But instead of like going out and finding a model that can contort themselves in superhero ways, um, just take an action figure and do it, basically.
Yeah. So is this one of those gray ones that
Yeah, the
you
ones
just
that you see
done and
all over
whatever?
social media.
Oh, okay.
Like the ones that pop up on your feed on Instagram and stuff all the time.
Yeah, yeah. Okay, I know what you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, and they're all like the same. They're just like all, I guess, sold by different people.
Yeah, I'm sure they're all manufactured the same place in China or
Oh yeah,
Indonesia, and then they're just branded by a
yeah.
bunch of different companies.
I don't even know if they're branded so much as they're just that's who sells them. You know, like in different regions.
Right.
Hmm.
So that painted one's going to be ready well for Christmas?
Uh, yeah. Hopefully before that. Um, no, that first one was that was like I kind of used again. I know we talked about this, but you know, probably the worst subject matter to do your first painting with. You
Yeah,
know,
because you have hair, you have metal, you have leather, you have lightning, you have.
dude, yeah, I mean, it's like it was. I definitely went for broke on it. You know, but hey, if you're gonna screw it up, screw it all up in one painting and figure it all out then. You know, which was more or less the idea. Don't get me wrong. I mean, we all know that you go into something and you think you're gonna put out an absolute masterpiece, and then when you're done, it's like, ugh.
Not quite what I had in
That,
my mind.
that's not what I pictured in my head. So yeah, the but the cool thing is that I learned a lot of different little things, and as you paint more and more, the more and more you realize that you're not just using paint.
What do you mean?
Well, like for instance, with that Thor piece, because you get into that detailed work, and I wanted to actually tell you about this. You get into some of that more detailed work, and you just can't get it that tight, with a brush. And then if
Oh,
you,
okay.
but what's that?
Yeah, go ahead.
So like you can do markers, but that's like a little bit too much contrast, or you don't quite have the right color, or it's not gelling, dude. When you're done and you need to get like some of that, tighten up some stuff, just use a pencil.
Yeah, a little pencil crayon works well.
So, I fixed her lips in that painting with just a pencil.
Or use really small brushes.
Well, they don't make them that small in the Walgreens pack.
Well, yeah, that's true. You need to upgrade to Walmart.
Something. Not ready to pull the trigger on Michaels yet.
No, no, you don't need Michaels.
but yeah, the so yeah, I just and actually just started a my art rep just started a sale today on his Facebook page. Shout out to Clan McDonald Comics and Signature Witnessing and whatever
Yeah,
else he does.
they have a long name.
Yeah, yeah, it's but you know it's a private group, so it's I guess it doesn't really matter.
Yeah.
But yeah,
No, but we're trying to promote it, and it's like, yeah, go look up Clan McDonald signature and
yeah, Clan McDonald
collectible.
Comics, and then the rest of it is gonna fill in autofill. Um, but yeah, so started that because what I wanted to do is like basically do a do a sale with him, see how how things go, and then eventually because he's just got my sketch covers,
Yep.
and so see how that goes, and then I'm planning on doing a sale on my art page, just a claim sale, and that's going to be, you know, maybe some sketch covers, but mainly like just originals, you know.
Just a variety of stuff.
Yeah, just stuff that I've been kind of working on during the Rona, maybe some sketch cards, things like that.
Hmm.
So, oh, you know what? I haven't checked my mail in a bit because I was cutting the grass and I sent an email out. Uh, oh, hold on a sec. I sent an email out to Ali this morning. I'm just wondering if I got any kind of a reply. And it looks like no.
I got a reply today from an email I sent June 16th.
Yeah.
So what is that? Yeah, that's just about right.
Oh, so he's just going through his inbox.
Yeah.
Right. Okay. So yeah, it'll be a while.
It's funny because it's
It's
like he
funny.
replied with something that it's no longer valid.
Right.
Like it's no longer applicable. It's like, yeah, okay, thanks. I appreciate the response.
Yeah. Yeah. I've always thought that they needed, and that was one of the things that I thought that Micah was really good at, getting back to you and stuff because they had, at the time they had both Ali and Micah kind of running things, but now it looks like it's just Ali and I think but Nicole's like in a different role. So, but she's pretty good actually with her responses whenever you have to actually, you know, talk with her. Um,
I've never, I don't even know who she is.
I'm sure she's on the email list of people that you gotta.
Right. I'm just like, I've never had any contact with her outside of
Right.
speaking. So,
Well, I think she was heading up. Well, she was heading up a different card project that I was on. So, but she got like right back to me. Um, but yeah, that's that. Oh, so is this a commission?
yes, sir.
Nice. Anybody
So, sorry.
anybody we know?
Um, yeah, it's about as much as I can say.
Right, right. Character club?
Not really.
Oh, okay.
It looks like Chris Brown joined. What's going on, Chris?
Yeah, so
Yeah, I mean, once the cards in the hands of the owner.
right, right.
Right?
Then you then you Yeah,
Yeah,
no, I mean, you kind of, I tend to like not even do like if I do a commission or whatever, I tend not to post anything on it like at all, just so the um just so the owner can kind of brag about it later, you know.
Yeah, I ask. It's part of my thing.
Oh
Okay,
yeah,
is
yeah, yeah.
it okay if I work on it live or post about it? And I'm okay either way. It just helps me schedule my day, right?
Right, right. Chris says not much. How about you guys? That Iceman looks sick.
Thanks, buddy. Not much going on, just plowing through stuff.
Tommy is watching with us. So says, "Hey guys."
Oh, there he is. Tommy.
So are you doing the? Is this the Twitch thing again?
Um, no, just YouTube and
Oh,
the
you're
book.
not you're not gonna build up the Twitch base.
Well, I gave it one shot and nothing came out of it. So,
I think
um,
it's one of those things where you got to give it more than one shot. I mean,
yeah.
how many views are you getting on the YouTube?
I'm oh, dozen maybe, but
Okay,
the reason I push it to YouTube just because it goes there automatically and I can archive it, right?
right.
So I don't need to upload it or anything like that. That's the reason why I like to do that. Uh,
Oh, okay. Yeah, 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 yeah.
Like I mentioned some other videos, 'cause I used to do YouTube a lot, so I have a bit of an audience. Now, mind you, it seems to be all dormant,
Mm-hmm.
but I have 500 and somewhat subscribers. So that number from an algorithm point of view is there. So I don't want to
Let it die.
let it die.
So
Not that.
you're like internet famous
Yeah, I'm like huge in
in the
Eastern
tube.
Europe.
You
Yeah, they love me in Indonesia. I don't know, pick a country.
hey, got to be famous somewhere.
Yeah.
I'm
Uh,
I'm I'm actually super famous, like in my own mind.
are you?
Oh yeah, dude.
Do you get like starstruck when you go in the
When
bathroom
I
in the
look in the
morning? Like,
mirror.
oh, yeah.
Yes, I'm actually speechless.
Uh,
Legend in my own mind. Was that you see that post on the collectors, the Marvel collectors thing with was it Jamie Jocelyn?
I don't know. Wasn't
So,
online much throughout the day.
so she's a sketch card artist as well, and then she was like, "Hey, for you collectors out there, if you had like one character, you know, basically asking who's your character that you collect, right?"
Yeah.
And it was like you read it, and as an artist, you read it, and you're like, she's clearly working on a set currently,
Oh, yeah. She's trying to.
just try to get ideas because I mean, you know how it is. I mean,
Yeah.
you get a set and you're working on it and stuff, and it's like, man, who do I draw? You know, because you can't just do Venom all the time. You know,
Why not?
well, I mean, you can, um, but most of us can't. So yeah, so I was like, you know, that's the way I read it. So
Yeah.
the things kind of slowly start trickling in, you know, some of the suggestions and stuff.
So
So
I'm
I
gonna say first comment is either Ian or Tommy.
Oh, it was absolutely Ian.
Yeah. Black cat.
Yeah, yeah, it was absolutely Ian, and it was like a gif of from what the old '90s Spider-Man cartoon,
Yeah.
which he's clearly got like bookmarked in his phone or whatever for just such an occasion. Um, but anyway, so you know, people just started posting stuff, but it was like, you know, just again, just trickling in, right? So I ended up posting, and apparently because we've had the conversation before about how I'm never on Facebook on my computer because you were talking about you didn't like the way that they changed it up or whatever.
Yeah.
So I usually do it on my phone. So I had to actually go on to my computer to make the darn thing work in order to basically grab that that post that I had for. Let me
You
think.
there? Okay. Sorry.
I'm thinking. I'm trying to think of the set. It might be for the unnamed set,
Okay.
which has been named, but nobody can name it because nobody got approvals. The
Thanks, Chris. Take care. Sorry, Chris has to bail.
Oh, see you, Chris. Anyway, so I had posted something and it was almost an avalanche of like every it was like and pretty out there characters too, you know. And so I just like posted the link to that post on her post, and she was like, "Holy smokes!" I was like, "Yeah, this is. I'm assuming this is what
This is what
you
you're
know.
looking for.
This is the go-to post when you're running dry on ideas, because you
Yeah.
get everything in there. A lot of new mutants, a lot of I mean, just out there stuff.
Yeah. It's a lot of characters. I mean, even Iceman. I think I've done Iceman a couple times, but he never comes to mind for some reason.
Yeah, because he's not. Well, and I don't want to say he's not visually, aesthetically interesting. It's just he's hard.
Yeah, just like when I'm thinking of characters.
Tommy asks if we ever do 4 or even 9 card puzzle cards.
If you'd like to commission one, I will.
Yeah.
So
Basically, you do one big painting and then cut it into 9 pieces.
yeah, but you've seen a lot of people will do like a big puzzle. But the thing is that from what you can do on an insert, and I think we can disclose this, you can only do, not all sets will allow puzzles.
Right. And there's a
And that,
percentage.
yeah, whether it's 5% or 10% of the cards can be a puzzle. So I've done a couple of puzzles, but they've always only been 2 card puzzles.
Yeah.
So
I think I did one puzzle for the and it was a 2 card puzzle for the uh set that shall not be named. Um but uh the I haven't done a lot of them. I haven't done, I've only done the one. Um and I think, especially if you're thinking about like APs and stuff, once you start getting like that that silver logo in there, it really kind of draws your eye away from what you're doing.
paint over it.
Yeah, well, yeah, but I don't paint the cards. Not
Oh,
not
right.
not with you know not with
Yeah,
acrylic.
you're not going to get a full
What's the
cover.
point? What's the point in having it if you're just going to paint over it?
Well, it still says nothing on the back.
So yeah, it doesn't say AP on the back.
You're
So
right. Um, for an upcoming set, I did a few 2 card puzzles.
yeah,
Now, I didn't know until I started watching, like when Endgame went on sale, and I spent like half a day just refreshing the sketches. I just want to see, well, one, if any of my cards are actually popping up because I was supposed to be in the physical release, but I didn't see any of them. And two, just to see sketches. I like looking at the sketches. And I saw that some of them come, like some of the puzzles, they come as one achievement or one piece. And I thought that you can do a puzzle, but you'll get one card in one box and another card in another box, and it makes it something for people to trade.
yep.
So I'm not sure how that works. So
No, I mean,
hopefully,
yeah, they're definitely separated, and it's it does kind of you know
well, no, but that's what I'm saying. Like I saw, for example, one of Haro's cards, his War Machine
right.
was, and it might still be up there if you go on ePack and search for sketch cards for Endgame.
Right.
It's both cards in one redemption or one achievement or whatever it's called,
Oh, okay.
and a few other cards, some other people's cards where they were like a two-parter and they're
Hmm.
together. Because I know for Far From Home, I did a puzzle with Miles on one side, half a Spider-Man like Peter Parker in the middle. That's one card, and the other card is the other half of Peter Parker's head, and then Spider Gwen off to the side.
Right.
And I've seen the one with Miles on eBay, but obviously not the other half.
Right.
So I don't know if like, are you supposed to label them as puzzles when you ship them back?
No, no, I don't think so. I think that, I think it's just
Hope
yeah,
they figure it out.
yeah, I mean, well, when I scan them, or the one that I did scan again, I've only done the one. The set's not out. Um, shall not be named. Um, and so I don't know how it's gonna come about, but like I'm sure that with some things, like for instance, if it's like an EPAX exclusive set, then maybe they do they do it as a redemption or as a or an achievement or something, whatever the heck the thing is.
Uh,
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know. I need to. I'm actually reach out to Haro and ask him how he labeled his War Machine. If he labeled it as a puzzle or they just put it together at the warehouse.
yeah, yeah. I mean, I just scanned them together and sent them in with the scan. I mean, you would assume that somebody would kind of notice. Wait a minute, why is that card twice as wide?
Right.
Um, but I don't know.
And I'm always nervous with puzzles because what if they don't approve half of it? Let's say
Right.
you do
Then
like
then
the
you
X-Men and then a three-card puzzle of the X-Men and then they don't like Jean Grey or something like that. And then that card gets rejected, but the rest of the puzzle doesn't. And then it's one of those things that will never,
never see the light of day,
yeah.
and you basically lost out on three more cards or whatever.
Yeah, and then never mind, they're probably going to piss off a collector somewhere who's like, where's the rest of the set?
Yeah, yeah. Ooh,
Where's
yeah.
Magneto's arm?
I get it. No, I wonder. Yeah, I wonder if but um do they reject just the one card or do they reject the entire puzzle because
I
of
don't know.
one card?
Yeah, I don't know. I have no um, I have no sense of how that works. Just the finished pieces, Tommy. They don't want to see prelims.
Wait, what was that?
Tommy's asking if we have to send in the
Oh,
prelims as well.
yeah, no, they actually specifically say not to send in prelims because um it just bogs down their email. I mean, it's they got a
There it is.
there it is.
Took what, like 12 minutes?
Yeah, yeah. Hello. I'm good, Joe. Thanks. And then hang up. Hi,
Oh,
my
can you
name
hold for
is
a sec?
Joe. Well, no, it was like, hi, my name is Joe, and I'm with the Medicare hotline, and blah blah blah. Oh, how are you doing? I'm doing good, Joe. Click.
That wasn't very polite.
You know what? It's not very polite to call while I'm in the middle of live streaming the uh, uh, with the master, um, Andre Ausch.
Okay.
You know what? I should have said that. I said, "Oh, now's not a good time. I'm actually in the middle of a live stream with one of the masters." Um, yeah, you could, how about I give you a call back around 6 p.m. around dinner time? Is that good for you?
Even better said, I'm just in the middle of a camp show, um, and I gotta do this thing with a cucumber, and I need both my hands.
Yeah, yeah. It's like
Can you
I,
hold?
I can't. Yeah, hold on a second. I'm gonna need two hands with that. Yeah, Joey, hand me that potato. No, that's a pineapple, you dumbass.
Yeah, I'm using that.
Yeah. No, have you ever heard of have you ever heard that the Tom Mabe bit where he's messing with a telemarketer?
No, I don't know, Tom Avis.
Okay, so he's a comedian, and so like, and you can YouTube it, find it, and anybody listening, Tom Mabe, um, he does this bit where he gets a call from a telemarketer, right? And the guy, um, the guy's on there, and it's a recorded line, and the set and the other, and he goes, hey, uh, guy calls trying to sell something, and he goes, okay, yeah, hold on, and then he turns and yells in the background, hey, yeah, just go ahead and yeah, no, everything's good, body's clear, go ahead and he's good to go. And it's like, uh, Mr. Mabe, he goes, hey, yeah, this is Detective so and so. What is your relation to Mr. Mabe?
Oh,
And he starts going, yeah, well, I don't know how to tell you this, but Mr. Mabe has been, murdered or something like that. So, how long have you known the victim, kind of a thing? And the guy's like, whoa, 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 whoa. He's like, hey, and he just completely freaks this guy out.
I gotta look that up.
All right, Tommy, look up Tom Mabe. Yeah,
See it, Tommy.
it's absolutely hilarious. So,
Oh,
hold
jeez,
on
I
a
gotta
sec.
stream tomorrow morning. I forgot.
You what?
I forgot. I gotta stream tomorrow morning.
Ah,
Oops, I totally forgot. That's okay. I also saw Monshaw put up a post asking like who he should draw on for Thursday's thing.
yeah.
So tempted to just troll him. But even though he blatantly said, okay, anything the you or I post is going to get ignored. I'm not planning though. I'm not planning for the event. I'm just gonna do on whatever I have going at the time.
So, oh, you mean for Thursday?
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, if it's going to be, you said it's going to be an MCCW thing,
Yeah.
probably amongst other things, but um, oh, speak of the devil. Wait, hold on. I saw a flash of something. Oh, this is important. Hold on.
All right.
Uh,
You want me to take you off the stream?
just a sec. Um, let's see, sent. I gotta search now. Search. What the? Yeah, this is all. Let's see. Forward.
Hey, what's up, Benjamin? Thanks for tuning in. Yeah, if you're just tuning in, I'm working on an Iceman commission, as you can see. Josh is writing emails. And these are the days of our lives.
Space. Please advise. Return. Thanks. Delete, comma, return J. Let's see. I want to make sure it is off. All
All
right.
right.
Yeah. That was a weird one. So it's an email from Upper Deck asking about the progress on, where I was at with a bunch of cards
That you've sent out already?
that I've already sent in.
Oh, geez.
So, because it says now it was obviously, an email sent out to a number of people. But, it's always emailing me if you have any questions. Well, just like you've already got 3 emails banked by me already that, I haven't heard a reply on. So, I mean, I'm not, whining or complaining. It's just, dude, I don't know what to tell you, man. I mean, you got them, or at least I sent them.
Yeah.
But, you can't, be nice to be able to just, I don't know, have a switchboard or a secretary or receptionist or something there where you just like call up and say, hey, here's a
Did you get
note.
them?
Yeah. Yeah. Something, you know,
But you have a tracking number for everything you ship.
they have a tracking number for everything I ship. And as a matter
Well,
of fact, if I'm not mistaken, I think I actually sent the tracking number with that set.
no, but it's on the package. It's
I
because
know.
so just take a picture of the package and use the tracking number to check for
No,
yourself.
that's what I did.
Oh, okay.
Oh, to check the see. Well, dude, I don't know what I mean, they have the tracking number. I mean, what am I supposed to do?
Well, no, I'm saying you can check to see if the package that you sent was delivered.
Yeah, I gotta look. I gotta look that up. I think I did actually check. I think it was. I just got lumped into
Yeah, he might just a bunch of names.
Yeah, no, because it's the email to undisclosed undisclosed recipients.
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, it's a little crazy. So who hopped on? Well,
Um, Benjamin, but I think he's gone.
okay. Who else popped in? We had. Oh, so it's really just me that's here now. I
It's who?
guess
Oh, all right.
just me that's watching.
I think these 5 o'clock streams aren't the best time.
Oop.
Like our glorious leader isn't even here.
Yeah, he could be in the middle of meetings, whatever. He's
Napping.
napping, getting over the Rona.
Yeah, because I spoke to him earlier today. Or
Oh, did you?
chatted with him a little bit. Yeah. So he's around. What are you doing with the ruler there?
I'm drawing lines, just background.
Oh, okay.
Um, doing a just a grid for like brickwork.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if you can see that.
Good.
So,
Can see it.
well, this is also one of those things that hasn't been. Somebody else popped on. Um, the this is also kind of a thing on the fly too, where you didn't exactly you know
Plan
uh
anything?
yeah you didn't let anybody know that you were coming on.
Yeah, I'm gonna work on this for a bit, so I
I'm
might as
curious.
well.
Yeah, curious with the lead time from uh the one that you just did for what Thursday that
Um, the one
Munchaw.
with Marshall? Yeah,
Yeah. So I think that might be, I mean, I'm curious to see what the audience difference is there.
yeah, but that one's gonna be at 6, so it's a little later in the day. So I think I don't know.
Yeah, and then you've got, but don't you have another one going on?
So I
Oh,
have tomorrow at 9 a.m., which is gonna be interesting because then all the
that's
European guys are still gonna be awake.
and that's with I don't want to ruin it. I know you mentioned it, but I
Well, there's nothing to ruin because I've announced the event, so like it's up.
no, I
It's
know, but
scheduled.
what I'm saying is that I don't know which name is which.
Oh, well, it's not Rachel Ray.
Right. Oh, okay. So it's Ray Rachel. No, Ray Rachel.
Ray,
Ro, Ro,
Ray Rachel. I'm not.
I'm gonna go with Racho.
It's Ray.
Right.
Yeah. So that's tomorrow morning because he's in the Philippines, I believe. So he's like
Ooh.
on the other side of the world.
Okay.
So,
So now that makes total sense.
so it's going to be interesting because I've never done a stream that early in the day to see
Right.
who's up. Like I know for Ian's around at that time. I know, like he said, he'd love to hop on the streams, but he's sleeping.
Right. Right.
Um, which sleeps for the week.
That'll be I gotta tell you, man, those artists out in that them parts of the world, those guys have been taking things by storm.
Yeah. There's some serious talent coming out of
Yeah,
everywhere, really.
Malaysia, Indonesia, the Philippines, Singapore.
Yeah. I think part of it has to do with their um, the way their art programs work and the art education. I think I touched on this before on
Mm,
my own art education, where it's all pushed towards fine art and expressing your inner whatever it is and passionate brushstrokes and stuff like that. Like they're trying to force art, like or textbook fine art, where I think in other parts, or no, I don't think I know in other parts, you take a painting course in call it Indonesia, you're gonna
right.
paint a car, right? They're gonna teach you how to paint chrome. They're not gonna teach you on how to um, find the inner essence of the chrome. And I'm like, okay, you want to do metal? This is how you paint metal. You
Right.
want to draw people? This is how you draw people. So it's a different. That was a weird bug. Um, it's a different education style.
Well,
And
if you
then
think,
it's like if you want to express your true artistic nature, you do that. You go figure it out. Versus the North America approach, where they're trying to get your true artistic nature to flourish, and then just figure out the mechanics of it.
do you wonder, because it just occurred to me, do you wonder if like maybe because of our uh being in the Americas, the do you think that because we don't have like a real culture, art culture, that maybe that has something to do with it? Because I mean, even if you look at like everywhere else in the world, there's always, you look at, like, as an example, you take like your big dogs, like your Da Vinci's, your Michelangelos, these guys, they were
Yeah,
like Italian, right? And then you have, I mean, who's like really the big names that are like American artists that like everybody recognizes, like Andy
um,
Warhol.
yeah, and you get into this
You get Norman
modern.
Rock.
Yeah, but
It's more.
Rockwell is now recognized as an artist. He's recognized as an illustrator.
Right, right, exactly. But Warhol is, and yet artistically speaking, just because I know it's to each their own. I like Rockwell stuff a lot. I mean, the guy was, well, Frazetta.
Yeah, but even for Zeta, he's even now. I mean, he's not fully recognized by all art circles. I don't think
Right, and because he's
because again,
as
he's
an illustrator,
yeah,
right? So like that's, I mean, you can even go back to like like the guys that in the card scene, as an example. You look at your Boris, your Julie, your Jusko. These guys, they're still called illustrators. They're not called artists.
yeah, and that's for sure a North American thing. Like if you look at some interviews with Simone or oh, what are their names? There are a couple of the hang on, this guy's from Argentina.
Oh,
Lo- sorry,
Ariella, or Ariel, or
Ariel, yeah, Olivetti and Fredien, who's French. What's the other guy's name? Who's fantastic. I'm trying to look up his name on Instagram. Um, oh, hang on, I know where it'll come up. Give me a second. His name is Riccardo Federici. He's
oh,
Italian,
okay,
oil painter. And watch interviews with these guys, and some of them speak English, some of them don't, but they all, through at some interview or another, say where they're from, comic book art or sci-fi art or fantasy art
Right.
that is not distinguished from art.
From
So you go to
yeah,
a gallery and you can see a beautiful painting of a mech eating a planet, and next to it is like a landscape,
right, like a vase of flowers.
a vase of flowers, and an abstract puppy or something like that.
Right,
Um,
right,
these guys live in a culture, and I mean, like I'm assuming because I don't know for sure, but it just they live in a culture where art is art, regardless of the subject matter, and I
right,
think that
right,
makes a difference.
right. And but that's my thing too, is that, like, I mean, it's there's a difference between, here anyways, in our side of the planet. um there's a difference between fine art and pop art,
Yeah.
and everything is considered to be pop art, you know.
Oh, I'll give you a perfect example. Before the Ronas, or actually the end of last summer, a new art store opened near me, and so they're like the high-end art supplies, but they also have classes. So I popped in and I was like, okay, cool. Like, what kind of classes do you guys have? And they're like, oh, we have life drawing and we have acrylic and we have oil. And I said, okay, and what do you like? What's the class curriculum, right? Like, what do you do? So they said, okay, introduction to oil. You're gonna do. It was like a vase with like the typical bronze vase with a pear and a banana and all that other stuff. I was like,
Right,
okay, that's
right,
cool. And then, so what happens after that? He's like, well, the next part up is then you're gonna start doing portraits. And the portrait's like, okay, and then what's because you got to do them in order, right?
right, right,
And then the kind of going saying you're going to do this, you're going to do that, then we're going to do a landscape, and then there's in the spring there's a landscape class. Then we go to the park. And it's like, okay, well, I want to do like dragons and fireballs and stuff like that. And he like almost raised his nose at me, saying, "That's not art. We don't teach you how to do that. We teach you real art." Okay, well, that's a problem.
well, you know what, I think that, yeah, I mean, that's not necessarily a great attitude to have. However, if you're talking about learning techniques and creating textures, you can find like a nice scaly texture in tree bark in your landscape class.
Yeah, but I don't want to spend 8 hours on a painting of something that I'm not going to personally appreciate.
Yeah, right. But what I'm saying
That's
is
what it
that
is.
you're do you want to learn how to draw, learn how to paint dragons from somebody else that paints dragons, and then therefore the only way to learn how to paint a dragon is that person's way?
No, no, I understand what you're saying, but I want to understand how to
No,
use the
I understand.
medium
I mean,
to
it's like,
create
when it's
the,
when it's all said and done, there's only so many hours in the day.
yeah.
And it's like, dude, I don't want to waste my time on that stuff. I know how to do that stuff. And, I just want to learn how to use this medium better and do it. But, I'm not going to waste my time doing it, with this subject matter when
Exactly.
I can't make any money on that.
Yeah, well, there's that too.
It's like, well, we don't do dragons. It's like, what? You don't like money? You want to get rich after you're dead. I got it.
Yeah. But yeah, I think that's part of it, just the way the pop art is portrayed in other cultures and in their education system.
Yeah, well, I mean, I think that art in general has been kind of losing traction, uh, in certainly in our education system for years. I mean, heck, I remember in, like in high school, as an example, you go in and you've got your art teacher, and, oh, we're going to teach you how to do pottery, or we're going to teach you how to draw, or whatever. And it's like, I was like better than the teacher, you know?
Because the teacher is also the guy that taught shop.
What's that?
Because it was the same teacher that taught shop and general, like
Yeah,
geography.
yeah. It was well, no, it was an actual art teacher, but it was like some lady that was like 112 years old and was probably better at needlepoint than you know than charcoal kind of a thing. I mean, and again, I mean, it's just there's I don't know, they're not. I think that certainly at that level of education, anyways, there's not a lot of I think any real good art teachers are going to be at the the secondary
Yeah, they're
education.
not teaching high school.
Yeah.
Though, what's his name? Is a high school art teacher.
Who? Oh, DeVries.
Is it DeVries?
I think so.
I think so, yeah. Love to go to that school.
And to be honest, like Sean's wife is
Yeah.
an art teacher, and in her district, I mean, it's not they. I mean, dude, they're in high school doing animation. Computer, modeling and um, all kinds of stuff. So I mean, it's like there are some districts that are stepping it up,
Yeah.
obviously, but that's not like nationwide. It's just not it's not available to everybody. You either have to be in the right district or whatever.
Yeah. It's unfortunate. But yeah, back to your original point, some really serious talent coming out of
Oh
Europe
yeah,
and
and oh so that was the point was the culture thing because, I mean, especially in Asia, there's been so much. I mean, it's kind of like ancient Egypt, where you had like stories painted on vases and and Greek mythology stories that are painted on vases and things like that. You know, I mean, it's so integral with the culture in general that they're gonna have a different look view of it. And to be honest, I mean, our countries are relatively new, so we just don't have that kind of history, you
mhm,
know. And when I say our countries, I don't mean necessarily Canada or the U.S. or Mexico or anything like that. I mean, the new land, so to speak. Now, I would be curious to see some more, prevalence in art history of Native American art.
yeah. Um,
More stuff from the Incas and the Aztecs, and and
yeah,
the
I mean, I think I don't know, I can't speak for the States, but in Canadian art history, there's definitely a strong influence and it is um, recognized. I would assume maybe a little bit more than in the US, but there's definitely a lot more.
I guess what I'm saying is that I think that instead of it being its own separate thing, it should be thrown into like
Oh yeah,
regular.
it's part of the because it's part of the geographical creative history,
Right. But I also
regardless of the
think
culture. I mean, this is the art that was created here 300 years ago, 100 years ago, 50 years ago, whatever it is.
right, but that's geographically speaking. I'm talking about like if you go to like an art history class, you're going to be studying Raphael. You're going to be you know, studying.
Oh, yeah, the Renaissance masters,
Yeah,
whatever.
but you're not. But if you want to study, Native American art, that's got to be a completely different course. That's not even part of art history. That's its own. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay. Yeah, yeah, I see what you mean.
So again, so like even from that standpoint, from an academic standpoint, it's not even, American, and when I say American, I mean the Western Hemisphere. That it's not there's not a lot of emphasis put on it in academia.
Yeah. Yeah, it's like a specialized field of study they have to choose to do. Well, it should just be part of it because,
Yeah, it's an elective. It's not like a course. It's not something that you need for
yeah,
your degree. So I don't know. I mean, and don't get me wrong. I mean, I'm an idiot. I don't know much about art, anyways. Um, but it just this is from a layman's point of view, to be honest.
but you'd like to know more about that.
Yeah, I would. Well, I would like to. Yeah, I would like to know more about it, but I would like to know why nobody else knows more about it, other than somebody who's like digging holes in the grounds of old forts.
Yeah.
Sifting through pottery and cannonballs. I don't know. It's just a little weird to me, I think. So here's what I'm thinking on this. I think I might just go paints right over the pencils.
Oh, no ink?
Yeah, no inks. I think this is going to be, straight up watercolor. Yeah, I might tighten up the pencils a little bit
Do it.
with the what? What'd you say?
Do it. Said do it.
Oh yeah, yeah. No, that's like I said. I mean, it's like let's try something new again. Because I haven't mastered anything else yet. So
It's a very nice effect. You can get those soft edges without the hard lines.
yeah, yeah, yeah. I mean that's what I'm saying is that I don't want to like ink this after the fact. I want to just kind of let it ride, and then if I got to do touch ups with a pencil later, so be it. But
Yeah, but you're not gonna go dark with
yeah, yeah, yeah.
pure India ink.
So, where are we at here?
Yeah.
How long were you planning on staying on?
Uh, maybe
Uh,
not a half hour.
what? Another half hour or
Yeah.
only?
No, no, another half hour. It's about 6 months time.
Okay.
You gonna get her done?
Today? No, 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 no. I'm not. I had no plans of actually starting to paint this during this.
Oh, okay.
I actually only
But
plan. What?
yeah, if you want to bail, bail. Like,
No, I'm not. I don't have to. I'm just kind of wondering. Yeah, I'm still trying to figure out what I want to do because I got tomorrow's Wednesday, right? So I got
yeah,
I'm doing. I'm probably gonna do my card thing for the Marvel uh card collectors thing. The
yeah,
giveaway.
yeah. Your Wednesday afternoon thingy.
Yeah, so I'll probably do that. Don't know what I'm gonna do for that. All I know is that I've got a list of band characters, so that's been kind of what I've been doing lately.
Apocalypse.
Yeah, see, he's up there. I actually went through the list and like highlighted the ones that like I recognized.
You
So
did Doom, right?
what's that?
You did Doom not too long ago, right?
I did Doom. I did
Yeah.
Doom. I did Kang. I think those are the two that I ended up doing. Um, what I think would
Nightcrawler.
Oh yeah, he's highlighted. Um, what I'd like to do, but I don't know. It's certainly nothing that could get done quickly. It might be one of those things where I gotta like start it beforehand, but I'd like to do a Galactus.
You gotta throw surfer in there.
Yeah, yeah. But I mean, but highlight Galactus. Surfer would be like a just a silver streak. That would be for a different day. Um, because that Surfer, I think you can get done in one setting. Galactus, though, is such a beast. I did
Yeah.
I gotta find. Oh, here it is. So, a buddy of mine did a print for a like a dog pound or something that they were selling these prints off to like raise money for this animal shelter,
Yep.
and he drew it, and I had to ink it, and I got to tell you, that
Oh,
is that
that,
is that is crazy.
that's pretty badass.
So like just inking him, I was like, oh, this is just ridiculous. So yeah, I mean that's not something that you can turn around and go with a blank card and finish it off in an hour, you know?
Geez, maybe if you applied yourself.
Oh
I'm
dude,
sorry.
I'm not, dude, I'm not gonna come on, I'm not gonna invest time in myself.
No, yeah, that he's uh your point a monster too.
Yeah, he's just a beast. So, but I think it would be kind of cool because I can honestly say that there's probably a lot of artists that are sitting there thanking their lucky stars that Galactus is banned.
Should I have a Galactus Silver Surfer thing that I started like last summer and then totally put away? It's a 9 by 12 or 8 by 10 masonite board. I had
Right?
to bring that guy back up to the top of the pile when I after I'm done.
Yeah, you're gonna look at it and you're gonna say, yeah, but it's Galactus and Silver Surfer, man. Yeah, it's funny. You made the joke about getting the next painting done by Christmas. And that's not far off. I mean, if you're gonna do a decent piece, you know, you want to spend the time on it,
Yeah, I
and
mean,
you can't do that if you're, you know, trying to pay the mortgage.
right. And the reason I put that painting aside was for that exact same reason because the way I want to do it, it's gonna take like 30 hours.
Oh yeah,
And I just don't have
you don't
30
have 3 hours
hours,
to spare.
yeah, to do in like, over the next 2 weeks, let's say.
Right, right. Speaking
So
of hours to spare, did you finish the deck?
almost. It just keeps on raining.
Yeah,
So
it's just all this humidity, and then you get these cold fronts that keep coming in.
yeah, and it's raining like raining sideways, right? So I'm up
Yeah,
on the ladder with the draw. I'm like, no, I can't do this in the rain.
yeah. You don't want to hold any electrical instruments
Yeah, plus it's everything's wet and slippery, and I
while suspended. Yeah,
yeah, can't hold on to anything. So
while you're on top of an aluminum ladder. Yeah,
yeah,
none of this sounds good.
no, but yeah, I mean, it looks like the weather's gonna hold this weekend. So knock on wood.
Well, what's funny, and I'm sure you guys have the same saying where it's like, here in the Midwest, it's like, oh, if you don't like the weather, just wait 10 minutes.
Not so much in the Toronto area, but in Calgary, like Alberta, which is central Canada.
Right.
Like honestly, it'll snow like half a foot in the morning, and
Yep.
then you'll be in shorts in the afternoon.
Yep.
Yeah.
Now, like for instance, just today. So I was looking at the forecast, and we had um, we had rain, before I cut the grass, and then it was supposed to, be like kind of a break. and then it's supposed to rain again later in the afternoon. And now that the forecast has changed where it's supposed to not rain, and that was just today. From this morning, the forecast has changed.
Yeah, for us at least, like it's pretty consistent for the next day or so. But I can't look at the weekend forecast today and bank on it
No,
because,
no, absolutely not.
especially on rain. But yeah, hopefully I get. Think I need maybe like a good 5, 6 hours.
You know what the dumbest thing about this whole conversation is? Is like, oh yeah, over here, weather is totally unpredictable. And it's like, dude, isn't that the case really everywhere?
Yeah,
I mean, does anybody ever get the weather right in any region? Just out of curiosity. So, you turn around, and, except for like things like maybe, you know, like Phoenix area.
LA. Yeah,
It's
it's
like
hot.
going to be
Tomorrow's
hot
gonna be
and
hot.
dry. Wow, they nailed it. They were right. It was hot and it was dry.
Like 87% success rate in weather forecast.
Right. Where it's like, Florida, it's going to be hot and humid, and then the only time that they have to, that they're, still right is, oh, there's a hurricane coming, you know.
Yeah,
But other than that, that's an easy gig, man, being a meteorologist in Phoenix, Arizona.
just play the odds.
Yeah, it's like, yeah, it's going to be hot and dry.
Okay, I think I spent enough time putzing around with the ice.
Hmm. Now you're going pretty thick with that white right there, right?
Well, very little water, if that's what you mean.
Yeah. What if you did like another, like, like just go in and do a streak with it a little more watered down? You still get a little bit of white, but it's a little more translucent.
Oh, I'll do that at the end.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Um, because I'll probably end up doing another wash of color over it.
Right.
Because
Right.
I still need to finish him. Right.
Right.
I think that's about as far. All I'm doing now is I'm trying to see if there's any gaps that I missed where it's still showing some of the gesso just to give it a tint.
Right.
Because I didn't outline anything. I'm just kind of painting in the shapes.
Gotcha.
But thanks for the art direction there.
Well, oh, dude, bad joke. That was just more of a, hey, am I, you know, do I sound smart saying this, or oh, so there was a question that somebody asked me. I think it was on the last live cast. I can't remember who it was. May have been Tommy. I don't know. But the question was, um, basically, how much and where is that thing going to be, kind of a thing.
Okay.
And I was like, yeah, you're gonna have to ask Andre. He's kind of running the show on that.
What are you talking about?
On that the jam card.
Oh, the Punisher?
Yeah.
Right. Oh, right. I should probably
So
figure out how to use the eBay.
I was like, yeah, he's gonna set it up. I think he's doing it on eBay. Um, Now, what you may want to do is turn around and set it up in the collector site. You know
Yeah,
the
but then you got to give it a fixed price. There's no best offer, right?
right. But
So
you say, okay, here's yeah. You don't want to run an auction on that. That'd be in poor taste.
yeah,
Um,
plus it's against the rules. But yeah, I've seen people say, "Hey, this is going up for the group at X. Let me know
mhm.
if somebody wants it before it goes on eBay."
Yeah, and that's what I'm thinking is like, okay, this is what we're looking for, and then turn around and do on the eBay. Either do best offer or do it as an auction with the starting price of,
Of that, yeah.
not
Well,
even that, maybe even a little bit lower, just to kind of, you know, because people look at the eBay and they'll see, oh, well, wait, it's actually cheaper here. And then in no time, they'll turn around and bump up the price to, it'll get bumped up to whatever.
yeah, I don't like I told you before. I don't really use eBay. I just bought a couple, buy the odd thing here and there. So I'm not sure how that stuff works. So if you have any thoughts, or well, no, you
Yeah,
obviously have thoughts.
we can talk about it offline, but yeah,
Yeah, let me know how to set it up, how you think it's best to set it up, and I'll do it that way.
I
But
think
I mean, I'm perfectly cool putting up in the group and saying this is what it is, this is what we're looking for. If
right,
anyone wants it, if not, it's going on eBay.
right, yeah, and
Mm,
that's what I'm thinking. I think that's a good starting point. And to be honest, it probably wouldn't hurt. It could never make it to eBay at
Yeah,
that point. So
yeah, yeah. If you want to post it on the group, go ahead. If you want to do that part till I figure out how to log into eBay.
okay, well, just go ahead and yeah, just go ahead and post it up and get it out there. And because I don't know what the price is. That's like the one thing that I'm just so but well, not the one thing, but one of the many things I'm awful at.
It's pricing it.
Yeah, pricing stuff in general.
Well, I'm glad I say you price it.
What's that?
I'm glad I said. Remember, Regina said you price it.
Is
You
that what
pick
you
the
did?
price.
Did you tell
I
me?
said, I said, yeah. You tell me how much you put it for.
Dude, I don't know. I mean, I had to ask about what I'm going to price that Thor painting for.
$1 million.
Yeah, that would be awesome.
Mm.
Um, but yeah, what time is it? Oh yeah, it's time for girls just left for soccer practice. Um, yeah, so yeah, I don't know, man. Yeah, it can't be my pricing. It can't be your pricing. It's got to be some mixture of the two, I think. You there? You froze up. Oh, we're done. All right, folks. Still going. I'm still here. Dre's phone died. We will catch you later. I'm gonna do a stream on the MCCW um, tomorrow, I think, and then join us Thursday. Uh, Dre's doing one with Ray Racho tomorrow morning at 9 a.m. Eastern. Um, yeah, check in with him and check in with me on Wednesday. And then we'll be back Thursday evening with Mike Munshaw. So everybody have a good evening.